All right, so welcome back everybody to Scarlet Hollow. This is going to be part 7. It has been about a week since I've played, so I'm going to do my best to remember voices. No promises. They're probably changing. Just letting you know right now. But we're picking up right where we left off and see if maybe we can get to the end of this run today. So, that's Oscar. Any other ideas? What did we do? Okay, we just saw Oscar and his daughter. We should go to the cops, right? That's not a terrible idea. I'm sure they won't be much help, but we are dealing with a missing person, and that's cop stuff. Hopefully they don't give you a hard time. They've really been on your ass. At least on my ass, not up my ass, right? Oh, the police station is exactly what you would expect from a town the size of Scarlet Hollow. It smells strongly of coffee and faintly of aged furniture and paper. And the general tidiness speaks of a department that doesn't get much of anything done. But you're also not alone here. You enter to find a worried Beau standing between you and the officers behind the desk. Let me get this straight. You're trying to report a missing pumpkin?
Big Betty wasn't just a pumpkin, Sheriff Hugby, sir. She was gonna be a prize winner. Raising her was the last thing me and my daddy did together. She's important to me.
And you sure it wasn't and you sure it was Julius and not some enterprising bear that got a hold of it?
You know, y'all know Julius thinks that land belonged to him. He probably thought Big Betty was his to take. He ain't coming to his door, so for all I know, he might be all the way to the state fair by now with my pumpkin. Ain't there something y'all can do about it?
Well, I'm afraid we'll need at least some kind of evidence to go on before we can go barging into a man's home, son. Why don't you see if you can find something that's a little more solid for us to go on? Then we can see about helping you out. Stella ran off last night and she's still missing. Beau, did you manage to find your dad? What's all this about pumpkin? I mean, let's just be weird question. But are you folks part of a cult and that why you ain't doing your jobs? The police officers stare at you perplexed. A cult? I don't think we have that sort of thing up here. We are doing our jobs. Just look at Franklin back there. He's filing all kinds of paperwork pertaining to what just happened up at the mines. You know, I can't say I appreciate your tone. It sounds like you're accusing us of some kind of indecency. What? Do you think we go up to the hills and do seances and rituals or that sort of thing? Get your head out of the clouds. Listen up, boys. We got a missing person on our hands. Stella hasn't been seen since yesterday, and the front door of her house was left open. The place was a mess. Oh, so you think you lead an investigation, do you? Coming in here like you have some kind of authority. Well then, why don't you march on out and dig up some clues if you think you're such a big shot? Come on, I'm serious. Okay, but if she turns up dead, it's all on you. Are you serious? This is your job. Come on, I'm serious. It's dangerous out there.
It sure is. I've been telling the officers all about them critters scuttling about in the woods, and they don't seem to want to do a lick about them.
She'll turn up. She always does. Beau, did you manage to find your dad? Beau's stoic expression breaks, and for a moment you can almost see tears forming in his eyes, but he blinks them away.
Yeah, I found him.
Hear that, Deputy Franklin? It sounds like you got another report to close.
Lucky me. We gathered what there was to gather. We're giving him a proper burial in the family plot. It's been tough going, trying to dig the hole with the whole while the farm is crawling with those hairless things. But it needs to get done. Do you think they'll go back to where they came from soon? Mama Mia tried to fight them back as best we can, but it seems like there's more every minute.
I'm sure they'll leave soon, buddy. Sybil says they won't. Sybil says they don't hurt people.
I ain't too worried about myself or my mama. It's the animals they keep trying to drag off. They're stealing food out of our mouths, and it don't seem to matter how many of them I pop. They just keep coming. And those are Daddy's chickens. He'd want us to keep them safe for him. But I'm doing my part, taking out as many of those nasty little things as I can. But I can't stop feeling like things are getting worse. Maybe that's just the way people feel after something bad happens.
My mom did say the ditchlings are supposed to be some kind of horrible omen, but that doesn't mean it's true. For all we know, the weird stuff is behind us, and those creepy little things will crawl back to wherever they came from, and Scarlet Hollow will go back to normal. But I guess it doesn't hurt to plan for the worst.
Can you folks arrest a ghost? You know, if you were actually worried about your friend, you wouldn't be wasting our time with this sort of nonsense. Now, Deputy, this is an interesting question. If it's a guy in a mask, yep, I figure we could take care of it, so long as he breaks the law. But if we're talking about a manifestation of a deceased person, I'm not sure if that's in our jurisdiction. Might be more Pastor Daniel's wheelhouse. Now, why did you bring this up anyway?
Just a hypothetical question. Remain silent.
Alright, well, that was a total waste of time.
Oh, well, I did not read what she said. I just happened to have the exact same reaction as her. Well, that was a total waste of time. I hope Bo finds his pumpkin. Where to next?
As you consider your next steps, you remember your appointment with Sybil. She seemed to be confident last night that Stella would be okay. Maybe she'll be able to help you find her. She's the only person who believed you in Stella from the beginning. She could prove to be a valuable asset. And she'd never disparage your gift. Perhaps she's one of the few in town who can truly understand you. We should talk to your mom. I'm supposed to have tea with her today.
Sure, we can humor her. She's probably going to give you some rock or bundles of herbs for protection or something, which might actually work. Who knows? Guess there's only one way to find out.
The bells of the general store chime welcomingly as the two of you enter.
Kanika, there you are. You were supposed to stay in bed today, remember? Ah, hello, Josh. I hope you're sufficiently recovered from last night's fiasco.
Sorry, Mom. It's just that Stella's missing and
Stella can take care of herself, unlike you. You need bed rest and lots of fluids. You don't need to go running around town spreading that cold of yours. Go on, get up to bed. I'll be up in a minute with more tea.
I thought you had something important. I thought you had some kind of important thing to talk to Josh about. I'm really feeling okay. I want to hear what you want to say to him.
I'll just be doing a tea reading. Haven't those always bored you to tears?
Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I should really lie down. Bye, Josh.
Kanika turns and heads towards the stairs without saying another word. Good thing Kanika has her mom looking out for her. She seems so tired today, and you'll probably be able to find Stella without her.
Shall we?
Sybil motions towards the tea room.
Follow Sybil to the tea room.
Please, have a seat. I'll bring you a fresh cup.
You take a seat at the small table at the edge of the room. It's dark here, only a sliver of sunlight able to filter through the heavy curtains, supplemented by the bright glows of lights over the plants in the corner. Sybil joins you at the table, places a cup in front of you. It smells light and citrusy, with an undercurrent of decaying earth. It's the same tea you sampled with Avery at the diner on Tuesday.
I'll be able to do a reading once you're done. Until then, how about we just chat?
Sip your tea. You take the tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. The aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. The other day you promised to tell me, what was it?
unsavory tales of my mom's youth?
I most certainly did, though I might have been exaggerating a bit for the dramatic effect. I'm prone to do that. In a town this size, you get to know everybody, no matter what the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't good to her. Pearlan was a lot like your great-grandmother, Edwardine, which is to say she was not a very kind woman. Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. But your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so her family choosing her as their punching bag made her quite the rebel.
Why were Pearline and my mom raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mother? What do you know about my grandma? What happened when my mom found out she was pregnant? Why were Pearline and my mom raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mother?
Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. She didn't survive the labor.
What do you know about my grandma?
I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I think there were two in that generation. The eldest died when the girls were still children. Edwardine never spoke about them, nor did your mother.
I feel like I know a lot about the women in my family, but what about the men? Did they even exist?
I suppose they just haven't been very noteworthy since Edwardine took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago, and to be quite honest, I can't even recall his name. Might have been Stuart or something, just as forgettable. From what Vivian said, her father was some teenage fling that ended once your grandmother found out she was pregnant. I'm fairly certain it was similar for Vivian, though she was much older, and I believe she was the one who ended it. With that skipping town and all.
What happened when my mom found out she was pregnant?
She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she had been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what had happened to her own mother. Maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assumed your mother's worries had something to do with religion. Though the Scarlets weren't particularly religious as far as I knew. By the way, Vivian was that night. But the way Vivian was that night when she came to me is stuck in my mind. It always had me wondering what was about your family that made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby.
Quit yanking me around. I'm not going to be rude. Let's just finish the tea. You close your eyes and take another sip, and then another. It's delightful. The tea is gone before you know it. The small cup empty, save for what's left of your rehydrated leaves coating the bottom.
Oh, good. I'm glad you found the tea palatable enough to drink. It should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now, on to business.
Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge.
Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You've got just about every warning that can fit into the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume that this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure. But we may at the very least be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here, a cat, an enemy lurking in plain sight.
Ooh, boy. Oh, boy. I think Dr. Kelly. The cat could be Dustin. He's a possum who lives in my dresser. The cat could... Dr. Kelly. The cat could be Dr. Pelly. Dr. Pelly? She's been nothing but hostile since I met her.
Joanne Kelly is just a very blunt woman, bless her soul. Reese's condition puts a great strain on them both, and I'm sure she doesn't mean to come across the way she does. That kind of stress would do the same to anyone. But she's not a friend of yours, she's not family, so she lacks the closeness required to be the cat. You don't have to figure out the answer right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect the dots. Just be on guard and keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. We know from the ditchling that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we could try to counteract whatever it might be planned for you. Judging by what you told me last night, those stones, carvings, seals, whatever you want to call them, I think it's just likely that they have something to do with this. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems like your best course of action is to seek these carvings out, piece together what you can from your visions, and arm yourself with information. Have you sensed any others around town? Do you think you might be able to find another?
Your thoughts drift to that door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even just remembering it is enough to tug at you, compelling you to return and open it to see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic. You didn't get all this information from the tea leaves. Of course she didn't. She's smart. She knows how to deduce things from the leaves.
Of course not. Tea leaves are merely a guide. Sometimes they can help confirm suspicions or fill in where my intuition falls short. My family has lived in these hills a long time, as has yours. I know the Scarlets have secrets. I know Vivian was scared for you, but your place in all of this is something we have to figure out together. And that's where the little tricks like tea leaves come in handy. But we shouldn't digress. Do you know where you might find the next stone?
I think I felt another in the clinic.
That's good. If you can find your way inside and uncover another stone, that could give you a leg up on your adversary. You just have to be careful to avoid the doctor. Something tells me she won't take too kindly to you sniffing around her clinic. I think that's all the help I can offer. I hope this conversation has been illuminating, even if it's just brought up some more questions than giving any clear answers.
I know, I'm butchering. Her accent is not consistent. You helped last night. Why don't you come with me?
I may have been able to see through the spirit's illusion, but I'm not some kind of all-powerful entity. I'm an old woman. I have trouble with my knees, and my eyesight isn't what it used to be. In most situations, I'd be more of a liability than a helpful companion. Imagine if I'd been in those mines with you. Some use I'd be struggling to climb over rocks and ladders, throwing my back out for all the crouching.
Thanks. I'll let you know if I find anything.
Glad to hear it. I hope all goes well, and I wish you luck. Hopefully you won't need it. Thank you again for humoring an old lady and stopping by for a chat.
With a small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table and you're escorted back to the door.
Remember, be careful who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce, and merely being ready for it might not be enough.
Sybil closes the door to the tea room, the bells of its door strangely flat in the stale air of the nearly empty general store. To the clinic! It's time you got to the bottom of what was behind that door. You make your way up the familiar hill, past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. It isn't long before you find yourself outside Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you toward whatever emits this compulsive frequency. Ask a woodland creature how they'd get into the house. You quickly glance around, eyes trained on the underbrush. A flash of striped tail grabs your eye immediately. Raccoon! Ooh, get another one of those. Oh, they are all over this house. Up here. Got one there. He's watching me again. I forgot I gotta look around. Wayne's watching me still. Can I help you, Buster? Hey there. If you were trying to break into that house at the top of the hill, how would you go? How would you do it? What? Just because I got little hands, I go through people's trash, I'm supposed to know how to break into places? There's a hill. That'll take you right up to that big flat roof thing. Sometimes the humans leave the windows open up there, and I go inside. Don't tell them, okay? I like to sleep in their big piles of cloth. It's one of my few joys in life. He leaves as you turn back to look at the clinic. You have your way in. Make your way up the hill and onto the terrace. You're pretty sure you can make the jump to the second floor, at least with a running start. You make your way up the hill and bend your knees in anticipation, and then you jump. You land and try the door. It's unlocked. The upstairs of the clinic feels like a decommissioned museum. Old furniture is covered in plain white sheets, and a thick layer of dust coats the floor. This place hasn't seen any use in years. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You can feel that odd sensation again, the nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. You've been caught by its gravity, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar, as if inviting you to enter. Turn on the lights. The lights click on. You're in the morgue. Josh, what are you doing in the morgue? Oh, wait, what was his voice? I don't remember his voice. Josh, what are you doing in the morgue? Let's make it about Stella, right? You haven't seen Stella around, have you? She's been missing since last night. I haven't. Did you think you'd find her in the morgue? I can't remember his voice. I haven't. Did you think you'd find her in the morgue? His words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance, and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. Follow the pull. You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palm. Hey, are you okay? That's his voice now. You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder, and for a moment, the thing on the other side of the blank white wall loosens its pull on you. You kind of look possessed for a second there. You good? Make him understand. Why wall? Need see thing but wall stand in way. There's some kind of magic shit going on, man, but it's telling me I need to get behind that wall. There's a stone carving on the other side of the wall, and I need to see it. Reese glances back at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. I just need to get the dock out of our hair. It shouldn't take 2 seconds. Get the dock out of our hair? Yeah, if I say I'm sick and need something, she'll drop whatever she's doing and do it for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. And most of the time, it's true anyway. Use what you got to get what you need. No shame in that. Exactly. Yes, please. Axe now. Wow. You're super desperate about this wall. Be right back. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his usual dour demeanor replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when faced with what prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. You hear his voice. You hear his soft voice filtering in through the open doorway at the top of the stairs. A hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother.
Hey, Mom.
He coughs gently.
Reese, I didn't know you were awake.
I still feel like shit, but I think I can finally try to keep some juice down. It looks like we're all out, though.
Really? I thought we just picked some up. I got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice and ginger ale, too.
That would be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy.
It's no problem. It doesn't take that long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed until I get back.
Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy.
You hear her footsteps move down the hall, then the front door opening and closing.
It worked!
The theatric rasp has left his voice, excitement rising in its place.
Come on up. We don't have long until she's back.
As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it, your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it.
It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first.
You make your way to the doorway of her now vacant office.
I don't see an axe in here.
He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye. Some sort of records, with your family's name on them. Pick up the documents and read the letter. You scoop up the folder, tucking the documents in for later perusal. Reese watches you with curiosity.
Stealing medical documents?
If my family is going to keep secrets from me, I'd rather learn what I can.
Totally. Steal anything you need to. You've got a mystery to solve. I'm not going to stand in your way. Let's check the medical supply room next. I can imagine a room full of chemicals being a place someone might want to keep an axe. Better be careful stealing stuff in there, though. That might really get you in trouble.
You turn around and leave the office. It's time to move on.
Come on, let's keep looking. There it is. It looks like it needs a key, though. We better not break the glass. I'd rather explain why I had to steal the axe after we've had a chance to use it. There must be a key in here somewhere.
He stops, as if listening to something you can't hear.
Shit! She's back already.
As if on cue, you hear the front door to the clinic open and close, the creak of its antique hinges echoing down the hallway. Footsteps start down the hall.
She's headed this way. Quick, we gotta hide. I'm not supposed to be in here.
He opens the closet door and hurriedly motions you inside. You slip past him, scrunching into the small space as best you can. He attempts to slide in after you. Let him in. You make space, and he slips in next to you, closing the door just enough that you can both still monitor the entrance to the supply room. Dr. Kelly storms in, plastic bag in tow. She takes something out of the plastic bag and places it on the counter. And then she hurries back out, bag rustling as she makes her way back down the hallway.
We'd better wait a second, just in case.
Quietly wait for the danger to pass. The two of you stand in tense silence, both crammed into the suffocating closet, taking shallow breaths as if she could hear your breathing from the other side of the building. But the footsteps soon return. Dr. Kelly makes her way back towards your hiding place, creaking floorboards broadcasting her location all the way to the hallway just outside your hiding spot. His head swivels suddenly.
That was the door to the house. We're in the clear, let's go.
The two of you spill out of the closet. Reese quickly and quietly starts pulling out drawers, scanning them for keys. Reese, handle it. I'm assuming if I had a different perk, I could have helped. You watch while he rifles through drawers, content to let him figure it out. Soon there's a jingling of keys, and he turns to you, victorious.
There we go. They're not even color-coded. She made this too easy. They're even color-coded.
Reese pauses to look at the plant on the table.
It was weird of her to drop that off, right?
Why would she put some alien-looking fruit in the supply room? She's not a pharmacist. She's supposed to make her own medicine. Or she's not supposed to make her own medicine. This room is for storing stuff she orders from an actual pharmacist. I doubt it's decorative.
Maybe there's some information on it somewhere in here.
Yeah, maybe.
But before you get to the chance to look, Reese jerks his head towards the door.
Shit. That was the door from the house. We gotta run. Grab the axe and go.
You grab the axe and follow Reese's instruction, once again starting down the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue. Dr. Kelly's voice filters down from above.
I was right. We did already have juice. It's just in the back of the fridge. But there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. Oh, I'm just gonna go chill in the morgue. I got my speakers, so if you hear some weird sounds, that's just my music. I'll be sure to put in earplugs to drown out all that industrial clanging you listen to. You know I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. It can't be good for your mental health to hang out in a refrigerator for corpses. Do you at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for dinner.
You hear the door close, and the sound of Reese descending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent lit room.
Hey.
You listen to music that sounds like a wall being broken down.
Of course I do. I'm sad all the time. Glad my taste in music is finally coming in handy. It's exactly the cover we need.
Stop asking questions. It's time to see what's on the other side of that wall. May I make the first blow?
Go for it.
You approach the far end of the morgue, axe practically swinging through the air as you strike the wall. The first cut offers a surprising amount of resistance. There is some structure behind it, some wood frame holding it in place, trying to stand between you and what waits for you on the other side. You stagger back from the massive hole in the wall and admire your effort.
Holy shit.
The splintered edge frames a dark passage seemingly cut deep into the side of the cliff, cold seeping from the forgotten place into the already frigid morgue. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall.
There's a whole hallway back there.
Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an earthy mildew smell, like the room is slowly filling with dirt. And with the stink of the grave-like room beyond comes an even stronger compulsion. You step forward, and you climb into the hole.
This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. An entire hospital wing, rotten away for decades behind some flimsy drywall.
His voice sounds distant. Your soul's focus is finding it. Your feet move without prompting, and you stumble down the hallway toward the far wall, barely registering the antique clutter as you stagger past it.
Whoa, are you okay?
You don't respond, and you don't bother to retrieve the axe. The wall is rotten, water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of an unknowable years. The planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. Hello.
Enoch, I thought you weren't going to come. I was worried to leave me here forever. They say there's nothing they can do. I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I going to do?
Calm down, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about.
I've been doing my own research, and I found us an alternative.
Oh, I've been doing my own research, and I found us an alternative. We won't have to worry about anything from here on out, I promise. I went to talk to the witch.
A witch? But that's nonsense.
It's all right. It's all sorted. We're taking you home today, and everything will be resolved by this time next week. Everything goes black. Your vision swims back into focus, and it takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Is he? He's Teddy, right?
Hey, I was worried you slipped into a coma or something. You tore down that wall like a wild animal, found some weird carvings and collapsed. I think you might have had some kind of seizure. Are you okay?
Wait, nothing spooky happened? The mountain didn't collapse on us? No ghosts? I still have those documents I swiped, right?
Yeah, you should have them on you.
Sure enough, you pull out the file containing medical documents about your family. Other death certificates. You quickly flip through a few of the other Scarlets whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore Scarlet, born May 24th, 1890, died at 1918, age 28. Cause of death, crushed and mine collapse, body not recovered. Signed by his brother, Enoch. Joseph Scarlet, born April 1914, died June 7th, 1944. Louis Scarlet, born August 1920, died June 6th, 1944. Both killed at Normandy in the line of duty. These must have been Edwardine's brothers. Certificate of fetal death, infant boy, Andrew Charles Scarlet, delivered April 3rd, 1945, stillbirth. Mother, Edwardine Scarlet. Cause of death, complications during birth. No doctor present. Home burial. There was no doctor present at the birth and a home burial. There's some information missing there. Alexandra Scarlet, born December 12, 1947, died August 20th, 1957, age 9. Missing. Presumed dead. Signed by mother Edwardine Scarlet. Alexandra, the owner of the doll, so she went missing. Mary Bell Scarlet, born September 3rd, 1946, died October 30th, 1963, age 17. We have a history of bad deaths, super young. Cause of death, complications during childbirth, signed by her mother, Edwardine Scarlet. Enoch Scarlet, born September 9th, 1887, died August 20th, 1957, age 69. Cause of death, fall from cliff. This one has a coroner's report attached. Organs sustained impact injuries, lacerations to the neck and body consistent with fall from great height. Cause of death, sleep apnea, discovered by her daughter Tabitha. Chrysanthemum Scarlet. No autopsy performed. Edwardine's death. Edwardine Scarlet, born April 9th, 1913, died February 2nd, 12th, 2003, aged 89. Cause of death, heart failure, signed by her granddaughter, Pearl-Ann Scarlet. Pretty normal, almost made it to 90, died of normal old person illness. Alright. Does Dr. Kelly know I'm here?
No, I snuck you back into the house while she was busy in the medical storage room. I figured you wouldn't want to come too in the morgue.
I had a vision.
Like a hallucination. I have those sometimes too. Used to have them a lot as a teen. Always just weird little things, like my hands would look wrong or my neck would seem too long, or the room would feel smaller.
I think the carvings are trying to warn me about something. My family has dark secrets.
An old family like yours, I believe it. Hopefully that's all the ancient history, though.
I think Dr. Kelly should look me over. The seizures can't be good for me. Stella's missing. I should probably get going. The stone here has finally stopped yelling at me.
That might be a little tricky. The dock's on a warpath up there. I refuse to take my medicine, and she's not happy about it. But after I looked this up,
Whoa, 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 what's this?
there's no way I'm going to. There was no way I was going to take anything she gave me. She's been poisoning me for years. I've been thinking about what you said at the dinner last night, and I don't see any other possibility. It's only been a day since I stopped taking my pills, and I feel great. I went ahead and blocked my door, so she can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out.
I don't get why your mom would be poisoning you, though.
I don't know. But the internet says this is a castor bean. It's used to make ricin, a super deadly poison that causes some of my exact symptoms. And death, usually. The thing I can't figure out is whether she's been trying to kill me slowly or if she just likes keeping me sick enough to depend on her. Either way, I don't think I've ever had an illness. I think the illness was me growing up and becoming less easy to control. She sure found a cure for that.
Ricin is really bad. How are you not dead?
I don't know. Maybe a slow enough doses, or maybe I developed tolerance. But I think the fact that I feel more and more alive by the minute is enough proof that she was keeping me sick. I don't even need solid evidence.
We need to get you out of here. Who knows what she'll do when she finds out what you know.
Where would we go? The only person I know who has a car is Kamika, and she's not answering her phone. I don't know anyone else. I don't have any other family to go to. I never even finished high school. When I get out of this house, I don't know how I can make sure I don't wind up right back down here.
One step at a time. Let's just start by waiting out your mom and getting out of here.
You shouldn't call her my mom. As far as I'm concerned, she's forfeited that title. I don't even think I should call her doctor. She's just some woman now. Can't wait for her to be in the rearview mirror for the rest of my life. We'll see if she can wait her out. If she doesn't fall asleep by 10, we can figure something else out. These windows are supposedly shatterproof, which she always said was for burglars. Now I assume it was yet another way to keep me boxed in. But we can try to break them anyways. A distraction seems like a good idea. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little jittery. Maybe it's the lack of poison in my system for the first time in years, or the fact that my whole perception of reality has been turned on its head. Probably a combo. Doesn't feel awful, to be honest.
Do whatever you do to kill time, preferably something that'll help me ignore my mouth.
I only do two things, paint and watch movies, and I doubt watching me paint would be entertaining enough to distract you. I just believe you get behind in an hour or so anyways, so movie it is. Go ahead and get comfy. I'll pick something you might like. You know, I've been wanting to share Shinochi, Death Blood, with somebody for years.
Reese gets the movie set up and joins you on the bed.
Let me know if it gets too much for you. I'm not a great judge of how other people will react to this sort of thing I watch, but I definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable.
This is the slow burn of a movie, but the dread it's managing to build is palpable in the room. Or maybe that's just how it feels down here all the time. What with the grisly paintings, lack of lighting, cinder block walls, and of course, the fact that a woman currently lurking upstairs has been poisoning her son since his teens.
I've seen a couple of this director's other films, and they're all interesting, though this is probably the best introduction to his work. The way it jump cuts is seemingly unrelated TV show recordings that then wind up tying back into the narrative has a level of realism and depth to the world that I find engrossing. It's found footage used to its fullest.
I picked the wrong voice to voice this much for him. Ugh.
I can't believe I'll be able to just do things from here on out, like watch movies with another person. Or talk to people, ever. You can hear the difference in energy.
You can hear the difference in energy now that Reese hasn't had his daily dose of poison. He's uncharacteristically chatty, clearly not used to talking to another person, let alone when he has the energy to carry on a long conversation. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, we have to get out of this basement.
That's true. I shouldn't be counting my chickens. We'll still have to get past the woman upstairs.
He tenses, his back straightening, his muscles clenching, as he's reminded of the obstacle.
Hopefully we can just wait her out. If not,
He trails off, but his features soften as he once again immerses himself in the film. A man on the screen yells portents of doom into the camera, trailing off into a wordless scream. The plot is really heating up.
I love that there are all these distinct sort of vignettes, little pockets of horror that affect a small number of people. And only once you start to see how they fit together can you realize some fundamental horror about the universe. And then it sees you back. Incredible. Cosmic horror in the truest sense.
Reese is becoming very animated. It's probably safe to assume that he's dealing with a lot of extra adrenaline right now, what with his entire reality turning out to be a lie. But he's also talking over the movie. Talking during movies is fine.
Sorry if I'm talking a lot, I'm just jittery. It's a little terrifying to think that she's up there right now.
There's a knock on the window. Ah!
Josh, don't get any closer to that thing. It's time to go home. That voice, I know that voice. Is that who's been following you around?
Without another word, Wayne starts pounding on the supposedly shatterproof windows.
Enemies upstairs, enemies outside, we're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe.
Why is he calling you that thing?
Because he's some kind of monster, and he wants me dead. Can't you feel that? The murderous intent is practically oozing out of him. But I'm not weak anymore. I can fight back. I don't have to cower in fear from the people who want to hurt me. I can protect both of us, Josh.
The window shatters as Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles out from the canvases, his ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Grab my hand, I'll pull you out. Oh, leave
us alone.
In a surge of violence, the change that has been brewing inside Reese finally comes. As it manifests, the broken basement window is sealed off, and Wayne along with it. Oh, we're running for the stairs. Motherfucker, well, get out of here. You've seen enough to know you need to leave. You run up the stairs. The door is blocked by a chair, and then it's blocked by something else, too. Try and tear through them. You toss the chair out of the way and do your best to tear through the substance covering the door. It reforms and regenerates too quickly for you to claw your way through. Defeated, you turn back to the basement. The remainder of Reese's paintings await their artist's command.
It's okay. Stay right there. I can take care of this. Then she won't be able to hurt us, anyone anymore. I'll be right back.
Reese storms up the stairs, leaving you with his creations. Try and warn Dr. Kelly. You make your way to the door that beckoned you yesterday, all intrigue now washed away. You know where it leads, and you know what secrets the stone that lurked in the forgotten basement of the clinic had to share with you. Now the clinic holds a new horror. Somewhere beyond the narrow hallway leading from the house proper into the doctor's office, there is a monster, preparing to do something unthinkable. You grasp the handle and turn. Dr. Kelly emerges from the shadow and levels a firearm in your direction. You instantly notice it's not a proper rifle, but some kind of tranquilizer gun. Duck! Just duck. You do as she says, ducking out of the way. She shoots. The gun isn't very loud. There's only a pop as the projectile leaves the barrel, whizzing through the air. You turn to see a dart embedded in Reese's chest. He pulls the tranquilizer dart from between his ribs, heaving heavy breaths as the drug courses through his system.
You're going to have to try harder than that, No. How did you...
As if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh.
Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint flows out between the cracks in the wood. Reese is panicked, pulling in a mob of furious creatures to hold his enemy in place. The artist darts away, but his creations continue their work in his absence. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway as Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway as Wayne is overcome, glued in place. Run to a nearby room. You rush out of the main entryway, taking cover in the first room you see. A few seconds pass. Things are quiet.
Hey!
Dr. Kelly's voice crackles out of some unseen speaker.
You, Josh! I'm stuck in the safe room. I can't help you from here, but you can help both of us. You survived. What the hell is going on? I think you can probably put that together. Now listen to me. You're in the medical storage room, right? I need you to use the black taped key to get to the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranquilizers. It's a bottle labeled carfentanil. Bear tranquilizers clearly aren't going to cut it anymore. An intercom system, huh, Doc? Good. You should hear this. Josh, you don't have to do anything she says. I'm not going to hurt anybody else, just her. And if I don't, you and I both know she's just going to shoot me full of elephant tranquilizers. Did I hear that right? You shove me back down in that basement, or maybe someplace even worse, and keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence. I feel amazing right now. Better than I've ever felt in my life. I'm not dangerous. She's just scared, because she knows she has to finally pay for what she's taken from me.
I'm not going to let you kill someone, Reese.
Why not? She wasn't afraid I might die. Does she know those tranquilizers aren't going to kill me? Does she care? Trust me, Reese. I've always been careful with your medication. I want you to live. I love you. Tell yourself whatever lies you have to, Mom. If you wanted a good relationship, you've had your chance, and you decided to convince me I was dying instead of letting me exist. Don't try to spin it like some kind of crime of passion now that the consequences are staring you in the face.
Enough! Reese cries out in pain.
Ah, what the hell did you do to my shoulder?
I'll handle it. Try to get somewhere safe until then. The two stagger off down the hallway.
Quick, grab the tranquilizer and head to the safe room.
Grab the tranquilizers. You do as she say. The tranquilizers are easy to find, marked with a small square of black tape to match the key. She's certainly an organized woman. You make your way out of the medical storage room and back to the hallway where Dr. Kelly disappeared. As you approach, Dr. Kelly heaves open the door, slowly breaking apart the mass of paint sealing it shut.
Hurry! I don't think I can keep it open for long.
You slip past her into the safe room. She shuts the door quickly, though one of the little smears managed to slip past her. She stomps on it. Painted viscera splatters across the cement floor.
It sounds like Reese and your friend are still fighting. We probably have a few minutes before he gets here.
Let's talk Reese.
Yeah, I bet you have some questions. Go ahead, I have nothing left to hide.
When did you find out?
A little after he hit puberty.
He had all the usual changes, then a few extra. Thickened nails, sharp teeth, elfish ears. I figured he might have some kind of genetic disorder, had him checked out, a few specialists, and there was nothing obviously wrong with him. Then we had an argument, and he changed right in front of me. It was nothing like what he is now, just a couple inches and some facial abnormalities, enough to be noticeable. I was scared. He could see that, and he stopped. I thought it was a one-off, maybe hallucination. But the second time wasn't as subtle. It didn't go away as easy. That's when I knew for sure there was something beyond my realm of expertise. What is he? At first, I thought he was some kind of werewolf. But if he is, he doesn't follow any kind of full moon rules. or anything. Just silver doesn't do shit to him. You've seen what he looks like. It's just weird. I almost wish I could examine him while he's fully transformed. I'd be fascinated to know what happens to him, or how his body does it. But he seems pretty hellbent on ripping my throat out, so I guess that'll just have to remain a mystery. Was his dad similar? A strange little smile creeps onto the Dr. Kelly's face. I wish I knew. Reese just kind of happened. I wasn't seeing anyone. I just woke up pregnant one day. I know how impossible that sounds. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sake. I kept having these weird dreams, almost like sleep paralysis episodes. Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were actually kind of sweet. They were just dreams. But then all of a sudden, my period stopped. I got morning sickness, and roughly 9 months later, Reese. Leave it at that. Any other secrets you're keeping? You have it all. You have no idea how relieved I am to finally say all this shit out loud. You and Dr. Kelly sit in silence and wait for her son to make his way to you. The sound of distant breaking glass cuts through the silence of the clinic outside the safe room. Shit. This might be game time. Get those tranks ready. We have to get this door open before he crosses the hallway. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out into the hallway. Hello? Hello? Hi, Reese. Oh my.
Is this what you were so afraid of?
Hand over the tranquilizers. This is our shot. You hand Dr. Kelly the tranquilizer darts. Dr. Kelly quickly loads them into her gun, leveling the barrel at her son.
Josh, I thought we were in this together.
Thank God. Dr. Kelly sighs heavily, staring down at the warped figure of her son. I can drag him into the safe room on my own. I'll meet you at the front when I'm done. You return to the entrance of the clinic. Everything is quiet now. Only streaks of paint where Reese's minions had once rolled out of the cracks in the wood. I hope you understand that this needs to stay between us. I don't care how much you feel like you need to share what just happened with the other people. The more people know about this, the more trouble it is for me and for him. I don't need any more well-intentioned escape plans. There's a magic stone in your basement, just thought you should know. Also, we busted a hole in the wall down there. Okay, thanks for the heads up, I guess. Someone needs to kill him. It's better for everyone, Reese included. Stuck alone. Happy to help. I'm sorry I came here. I feel like this is my fault. I tried to get you to stay away for a reason, but what's done is done. He was bound to figure it out sooner or later. I'm just glad there was an extra pair of hands around. It could have gotten a lot worse. As much as I'd love to stand around chatting, I have to get to work. Gotta clean this place as best I can before tomorrow. And you should probably get home. It's dark. I'm sure your cousin is worried about you. Hug her. Put your arms out for a hug. No offense, but I'm not a hugger. See you later, Josh. She firmly escorts you to the door. It closes behind you. The night is oddly warm compared to the chill of the day. Crickets singing quietly in the sleepy little neighborhood. Everything that happened in the clinic feels almost like a dream. And now that it's over, you realize how little it meshes with your understanding of the world. It's time to go home. But before you can get far, you're interrupted by the sound of panting and the telltale jingling of dog tags. It's the militia. They've poured out of the woods to stand before you on the road. You were looking for Gretchen, weren't you? We found her, and a person. They're by the side of the road a little ways through the woods. They're both fine, but the human wouldn't leave when we tried to make her, and Gretchen insists on sticking by her side, so we'll have to take you to them. Hopefully you can use your people words to get them to go someplace safe. The woods are crawling with those awful creatures. It's not safe anymore, not even for a human. You are very, very good dogs. Lead the way. Yes, we're good dogs. Hear that, Scraps? I'm not in it for the accolades, Daisy. I just do it to help those who need it. You let the dogs lead you into the wilderness, following on their heels as they take you to Stella's hideaway. Before long, the trees thin, and you find yourself on a steep hill by a 2-lane road, lined on one side by sheer rock. And there, sitting on a log, staring mournfully out at the asphalt, is Stella. And there they are. Keep them safe. Be seeing you, Speaker. You sit on the log beside Stella. Josh, how did you... She looks over her shoulder in confusion. Is that a gang of dogs?
I'm so glad my compatriots could be of service. I simply couldn't survive another night without my nice soft bed.
I'm just so happy you're okay. Huh, you poor thing. I'm fine, but thanks for not being mad. I didn't say I wasn't mad, Stella. You just ran off. I just want to know what happened. Please, just talk to me. Stella faces you for a moment, desperate eyes trying to force out words a part of her thought she would never have to say out loud. Then she turns back to the road. This is where the accident happened. My parents died on this bend on the road. They were taking me to college. I was lying in the back seat. It just rained, and the sun was finally coming out. So we learn the truth. Jeez. Wow. Not what I was expecting. Sorry, I know that's probably a bummer to talk about. It was awful. Really messed me up for a while. I think I'm still messed up. There's whole years of my life after the accident that feel like they just never happened. Like every time I try and remember them, it's blank. I have all these videos sitting on my channel that I don't even remember filming. It's scary. At least, it hasn't been like that for a while, thank God. I never talked about this stuff before, with anyone. Hold on, my mouse died. Nah, what a terrible time. Right as we're getting emotional, my mouse dies. Come back. Take her hand. You reach out to her, taking her hand. It's warm against the cool night air. The skin of her knuckles is soft. She finally tears her gaze from the road, her sad eyes meeting yours. But the hint of a smile creeps up the corners of her mouth. Her dimples begin to crease. Her hand shifts, her calloused palms fitting into yours. Her grip tightens. It's strong and comforting. You can tell she feels held, so do you. The two of you stare out at the road. I think the accident is probably why I got into ghost hunting. I think I just wanted to see them again. I wanted to know whether I even could. I never found anything, so I eventually gave up. Then last night happened. And I ran out here to see if maybe it would happen with them too. If it meant seeing the crash again, or seeing them all messed up and dead, I just wanted to see them. It's been a whole day. I don't think they're coming. They died with your future on their minds. It's time for you to start living it. Do you want to say goodbye? Put an arm around her shoulder. Carefully place your other arm around her shoulders and pull her close to you. You feel her chestnut hair against your cheeks. She smells a little sweaty and a little sweet, the faded scent of her shampoo mingling with the natural perfume of her skin. It's nice. You take a deep breath, stroking her arm with your thumb, letting her lean into you. She rests her head against your shoulder, closing her eyes serenely. That hint of a smile spreads into a barely contained grin that finally chases away the worry in her features. We could always wait just a little longer. Stella nestles into you, her well-muscled shoulder relaxing against your body. You share each other's warmth as you both stare out at the quiet mountain road. Gretchen pants lazily in Stella's lap. Nothing happens. Nothing continues to happen for a few long minutes. I think I'm ready to throw in the towel. It's not like I would want to see them like that anyway. I guess I came out here hoping I might get a chance to say goodbye, or something like that. Since I didn't get a chance when they were alive. You could always say goodbye now. Stella sits in silence for a long moment, her breath slow and even. Goodbye. I love you. Don't worry about me. I'm gonna be fine. She's silent again, as if waiting for a response. But it never comes. But she smiles, a lively glimmer returning to her sad eyes. That kinda felt better. I don't think I realized how much I kinda trapped myself in my own head. Thank you for breaking me out of it. She straightens up, stretching her neck. Gretchen hops down from her lap, tags jingling in the quiet night air.
I know that stretch. That's the time to go home stretch. Thank the Lord, I'll be sleeping in my own bed tonight.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Josh, for talking sense into this girl.
We should probably head back, right? I haven't slept in a day. She doesn't want to hear about this tonight. You keep the events that transpired at the clinic to yourself, at least for now. I don't suppose I could ask you to walk me home. Hey, we finally get to flirt with her. I'd love nothing more. You offer her your arm. She smiles, slipping hers into the crook of your elbow. She pulls you closer until the skin of your forearm brushes against her side.
It's about time. Let's not waste another second sitting out in the middle of nowhere.
And this is me. Do you want to come in? Dialogue options marked romance will start romantic arc with the character you're talking to, and will lock you out of romantic arcs with other characters. I was hoping you'd ask. I'd love to. Stella ushers you inside, a barely contained grin threatening to split into an excited smile. Let me just go take a quick shower. I've been sitting outside for a day. I need some soap. It'll take just a minute, then we can get cozy. Oh man, I would kill for a shower. Stella laughs. Yeah, I'm sure you've built up quite a lot of grime today. It's all yours when I'm done. She hurries off, leaving you and Gretchen in the living room.
Finally, I've been reunited with my bed.
Gretchen hops onto the massive pillow that serves as her dog bed, curling up and sighing a heavy dog sigh of relief.
I can catch up on my beauty sleep.
But before she has the chance to fall asleep, a heavy knock startles you, her and you. Gretchen growls. There's someone at the door.
It's that horrible man who smells like rotten meat. Stella! Stella!
Stay stock still and pretend you're not here. Just open the door. You summon the bravery to cross the room and open the door. Josh, not going home for the night? He cocks his head, the stained veil over his face fluttering in the slight breeze outside. The outside of his clothes are streaked with what you first think might be gore, but you quickly realize it's actually paint, and there are wide claw marks down his shirt. But he's still in one piece after his altercation with Reese. What do you want? I won't keep you long. I know you have a warm bed and a warm body to keep you occupied tonight, but I wanted to give you a suggestion for tomorrow. You should take advantage of Tabitha's absence at the estate. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her around to stop you. Do a little exploring. You might be surprised at what you can find. He slowly steps back, shining eyes fixed on you as he disappears into the dark night beyond Stella's door. Gretchen growls as escalate into bark.
Intruder! Monster! Fiend! Oh, Stella, come quickly! There's some disgusting smelling man trying to threaten us.
Calm down, Gretchen. Were you just talking to somebody, Josh? Boy, I sure am tired. Wayne stopped by. He's still following you? Are you sure we're safe? I think he's on our side. You think so? I guess that's good. I still don't love the thought of him stopping by unannounced at odd hours in the night, though. But you'll let us know if he tries anything, right, Gretchen?
I'll tear out the throat of anyone who dares break into the hut to hurt my precious Stella. If they bend down to within biting height, that is. I can always tear at their ankles until they have no choice.
Gretchen snarls, yapping fiercely. That's right, Gretchen. You're the most vicious little geriatric pug there is. You know, the thought of your creepy stalker, whether he's on our side or not, makes me feel a lot better about having you around tonight. It'll be nice to have somebody next to me if I get scared in the middle of the night. Speaking of, I'm exhausted. Let's turn in. Oh, right. But you said you wanted a shower. Sorry. Head's a little fuzzy from staying up for the past day. There's a fresh towels in the bathroom, and I've got some extra bathrobes. I can put your clothes through the wash, so they'll be extra clean and fresh in the morning. It somehow feels like the longest and shortest shower you've ever taken. Too tired to think, too tired to process the flow of time, Stella sits outside the bathroom door and makes quiet, comfortable small talk with you, and then you're done. You dry off and step into one of her extra robes. So, are you coming in? Follow her. You walk by Stella and into her room. She gently closes the door behind you. Sorry I didn't clean up beforehand. Think of it as getting the authentic Stella experience. She slips past you and lies on the bed, dressed in an oversized t-shirt. You're quick to follow. She's warm and still slightly damp from the shower, her skin fresh and flowery. She turns to look at you, smiling, dimples creasing at the edges of her mouth. You could kiss me if you wanted to. I mean, we're invested now. You shift closer to her and close your eyes. The magnetic pull of anticipation rolls down your spine and across your skin. For a moment, that seems to last forever. You take in every detail of the world around you. The forested scent of her eucalyptus shampoo, and beneath it, the slightest hint of campfire. The comforting heat of soft but calloused hands against your cheek. The thunder of your heart beating ever more quickly in unison. The tension rises and rises, a tone seemingly without peak. And then it breaks. Her lips touch yours. They're fresh and minty and soft, cool against yours, and guided by the gentleness of someone looking to hold on to the memory of tonight for a long, long time. And then she pulls you closer, tighter, and the two of you lose yourself in each other. Eventually, the two of you break away. You open your eyes, gazing at each other from opposite ends of the pillow. You drift off together, limbs entwined, exhausted, and safe, and comforted. Tomorrow may bring some new horror, or it might not, but whatever happens, you'll face it together. Oh, this is the end of chapter 4. Episode 5 will be released later this year. So we're not actually, we don't have the whole story? Oh, no. For finishing all of the episodes current. What? What was that? I heard it. You've unlocked hardcore mode. Allows you to select 3 traits of the character creation, but you'll no longer be able to use your traits to avoid the consequences of major decisions. This penalty only applies to hardcore runs. Have fun if you dare. If you'd like to continue with this world state in episode 5, please save your game now. Okay, we're gonna put this at the end. Empty slot, this is our continuing for the next round. I was unaware that the game wasn't complete. So I'm not sure if I want to play another round yet, or if I want to wait until episode 5 comes out. I know I don't have many people watching this, but if eventually this does become something people watch, let me know if we think we should do another playthrough up through chapter 4 with different, maybe hardcore mode traits and staying with Tabitha, or if we just want to wait until episode 5 is released, finish this one through episode 5, and then start a new playthrough. Yeah, I'll see how I feel. I really enjoy this game. I'm having a lot of fun with the story. Even if it's not getting a lot of views, it's just a good game. I'm looking forward to what's next. I want to know the differences. I want to know what's the other story arcs are bringing. Well built game. A lot of fun. I'd recommend grabbing it, playing your own playthrough, try your own decisions. Tons of traits. I think, like I said, maybe strength. Stay with Tabitha. Stay in the house. See what we can experience. But either way, if you made it through all 7 episodes, that's awesome. Thank you. I really, really do appreciate it. And hopefully, if you haven't already, you subscribed. If this is your first episode, well, what the hell are you doing? Back to episode 1. Not as good as the other episodes, but all in all, thank you. And hopefully I will see you all in the next video.